Welcome to our audience. On behalf of the Symposium on Cultural Diplomacy in Germany, we'd like to interview Dr. Ognian Hishow, who has just finished his lecture upstairs. So first of all, thank you very much for joining us today at the Symposium. And thank you for the lecture and the panel discussion. We hope it has been productive for you as well. And now we'd simply like to ask you 4 more questions in order to hear your thoughts and opinions on current topics. So following your lecture and concerning the fact that we are the ICD, Institute for Cultural Diplomacy, what does cultural diplomacy mean for you personally?
Well, I mentioned it already. To me, I'm a layman. To me, culture is not just the grand culture. Of course, when it comes to Germany, everyone is aware of literature, of philosophy, of music, of whatever, important person and personalities. Beethoven, Goethe, Hegel, Kant, Marx. But this is just one part of the whole thing. There is another part as well. And this other part is about what a country is conveying to the rest of the world. I gave a specific example. Back then, when I was young, I was perceiving, and alongside my countrymen at that time, I was perceiving Germany as a cultured nation. And cultured nation simply means this is an advanced, civilized society. They behave well, they're well-mannered, and they're polite, and they're educated, and all those things that make a nation, a foreign nation, attractive. And also, this is part of the story, even if not the central part. Today, because we are very much materially, interested and oriented, people ask themselves, what is that specific country offering to the rest of the world in terms of material things or of goods and items? And again, from a historical point of view, I was stressing the situation back then in the 60s and 70s. In the former Eastern Bloc, there were a lot of scarcities on many fronts. But what people knew in Germany, they produce good items and goods, and they are of decent quality, and we like it. And when we compare their goods to the goods produced in our own country or somewhere else, we would prefer their goods. And why are they good? Because they are the output of a country which is advanced in many respects, but this cultural respect is central.
You've also spent a considerable amount of time as a researcher and lecturer in Germany. What have you observed are the main cultural bridges that Germany has built?
Germany is a cultural hub, and especially because my personal development is very much linked to what used to be the former Eastern Bloc. I very well know that Germany at that time, or East Germany at that time, was highly respected in cultural terms, and people were aware of the achievements of that nation on the cultural front, and they were trying to, more or less successfully or not, to emulate that. So there is no doubt Germany was recognized and respected as an advanced nation, and in cultural respect as well.
Now, you've been working on several relevant research areas such as economic policy with a special emphasis on growth, innovation and monetary aspects. What have you observed about the consequences of globalization on growth and employment in the European Union?
This is very much a question related to economics. Here I feel somewhat better. In a nutshell, globalization is a good thing in general, but of course we have to consider there are always, as very often actually, always winners and losers. In terms of growth, if you compare the rates of growth of European economies, say back in the 60s and 70s to what was later on when the globalization process started, they went down. And when you consider the rate of unemployment, the rates of unemployment by country, prior to globalization and afterwards, the outcome is not encouraging as well. So in that respect, it's hard to say Europe is clearly on the upside in terms of globalization. There is a lot of work to do to take advantage of the opportunities globalization is offering.
We'll just ask our last question. How can a metropolis such as Berlin benefit from its multiculturalism?
Good question. I can only, share with you my personal observations. When you are downtown and you go around and walk around the city center, you will be surprised and stunned how few German you are going to hear. You are going to hear myriads of foreign languages you understand or you don't understand. So you can say, but those people, they are all tourists. I'm not sure. There are many people in Berlin living here, speaking their own languages, and I've been told we do have right now 189 different nations or representative or citizens of so many different nations, but they still are here. They get along, all of them, in spite of their different cultural backgrounds, and everything has been so far fine. I hope very much it's going to be fine in the future as well, but obviously Berlin is an internationally recognized city and it's very much coveted and demanded. That's why people are coming here, and this is the good news.
Thank you very much. We have come now to the end of our interview, so thank you for your time and hopefully we're going to see you again in the ICD.
Thank you.